How y'all feeling, man? Hope everybody's been cool. Everybody's day been great. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't, it's gonna be better the next day. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, I promise you. But got some other videos to do real quick, so let's go ahead and do this motherfucker right here. I'm finna go to the studio, so I'm finna smack this reacting real quick. Let's see what we talking about though. And like the video, bro. Like the video. Don't just be watching the video. Like if you watch it, you laugh or whatever. Just show me some support. That's what I'm really trying to say. So let's see what we talking about though, man.
It's midnight at the Shady Oaks apartment complex. A resident is walking back to his apartment when suddenly he's shot by an unidentified man.
What the fuck?
Back to his apartment when suddenly he's shot by an unidentified man.
If you got shot just one time and you drop like that, motherfucker probably had a 40 or 45 or some shit, 10mm try to drop you.
When police rush to the scene, they're immediately faced with a barrage of gunfire targeting anyone who moves, and no idea who or how many shooters are active, all while dozens of innocent lives are at fatal risk.
More shots fired right now.
Just calm down.
What kind of injury do you have?
It's a gunshot.
Okay. Who shot you?
I don't know.
Get her! Oh, we get sniper split up on the east side. Yes.
Get over here! Get over here! Get down the gun now!
Okay, if there's one AI side. Approximately 2:17 a.m. on that Sunday night, officers receive reports of gunshots near Shady Oaks apartment complex. Minutes later, around 2:20 a.m., first responder officer Cody Needham approaches the scene to investigate. Little does he know, the gunshot reports were part of a trap set by the shooters, and he was driving straight into it.
I think I've been shot.
Moments after entering the parking lot, Officer Needham is struck by a bullet as multiple shots rang out and immediately radios nearby officers for backup.
I'm going to hospital. Dispatch, let the ER know I'm coming. There was a rapid succession of shots. Do you know where it came from?
It's back by Shady Oaks. There were more shots back by Shady Oaks.
Okay, we need to get a perimeter around this building.
Multiple?
But they out there, you feel me? Outside, my nigga. You feel me? Niggas don't be knowing and shit like that because life be life and shit. Could be stepping right there, like you just be right there chilling the whole time right here. It's a whole trap going on right here, and then they got 1 cop, 2 cop, 3 cop, 4 cop right here. In this little area right here, you feel me? If you do try to do some crime over here, probably don't got to do this shit. It's hot around there.
All units nearby are now en route to Shady Oaks. However, the scale of police
It look like the suburb. These look like some good ass houses.
response will soon grow much larger as officers realize the severity of the situation and the danger posed to the civilians. But for now, as backup units head towards the scene, Officer Needham speeds towards the hospital, still uncertain how severe his injuries are.
I got been shot.
Yep, come in.
I don't know what the
Oh, this one over here.
While Needham receives urgent medical care, backup officer Christopher Deason and other units make their way towards Shady Oaks, completely unaware they're stepping into a deadly 8-hour-long standoff.
8 hours.
In rapidly chaotic incidents like these, officers have no choice but to make split-second tactical decisions. To fully understand how police manage such dangerous situations, we'll follow every tactic and decision through every stage of the standoff, starting with Officer Deason, who has just arrived on scene to a barrage of gunfire erupting unpredictably.
We don't know what floor they're on. The shots were presumably coming up the front of the building. More shots being fired right now. Wait.
What you hit?
You being shot at? You okay? Just calm down. Calm down.
What the fuck you mean just relax, bro? Hey, y'all in Chirac right now, boy. It's going on. It's going down right now, my nigga. You talking about relax, my nigga. That's how motherfuckers die. Just relax. Otherwise motherfuckers die like that, my nigga. Always be on point, boy. Fuck, you don't even know. You just don't even know. You just came up to the war, nigga. Like, tell me to calm down, my nigga. You hear all them gunshots when you came over here, my nigga?
What? Well, is that your car? Mine over there? Yeah.
Officer Deason and other responding officers quickly take position behind a water pump house, located near the parking lot on the west side of the complex. But there's a more immediate worry weighing on the officers. Many civilians remain unaware and exposed, and every gunshot could mean another innocent resident being targeted. With dozens of innocent lives at stake, Officer Rasmussen and Tim Harves arrive near Deason's location on the west side, positioning themselves nearby to help scan the area and pinpoint where the gunfire is coming from.
So if y'all finna go try to find where the shots is coming from, why is everybody coming to one spot? That don't understand. That don't make no sense. You're not gonna find the shooter in one looking for one spot, my nigga. Y'all gotta move the whole area, my nigga. Y'all supposed to know this shit. Y'all went to the academy. I did it. Y'all did. I did it. So how I know this, y'all don't. You know what I mean?
306, 2400 start.
As soon as I got around the corner up here, he started shooting. Me and Deason pull up here, it was, what, 3-4 shots? And when I pulled up here before, we got shot at.
So somebody's shooting out the window of the building. Chris, can you come over here?
They're shooting at any law enforcement that comes through. If we go out any further, we're gonna get shot at.
If this is an active shooter, we need to get a team ready. We need to probably start dealing with it.
At this stage, the situation facing officers is extremely dangerous. The Shady Oaks apartment complex contains approximately 126 units, and with near zero visibility and gunshots ringing out unpredictably, police have no way of pinpointing it.
That's why y'all don't know. Y'all know all these windows right here. Y'all don't even know where the shots is coming from. That's smart for the shooters. But it's not good, not good for the cops and shit. It's not, but and then they got hella civilians in that bitch, bro. Crazy.
Exactly where the shooters are located, whether they're barricaded, mobile, or roaming freely, or even how many shooters are active. What's more alarming is that officers don't yet realize they're dealing with a carefully planned ambush, and the next few minutes will make that terrifyingly clear.
We want to get eyes on the building. We need to get cars there. We need to get back over here, right? Yeah, so we're probably gonna have Where the fuck is this guy? He's close. He's outside, I bet.
Okay. He's running across! You see him?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got somebody with some heart. He finna go try some shit. Hold on, folks. Don't just be coming over here and just die like that, though, gang. You feel me? You gotta have a plan, though.
Okay. He's running across! You see him? He's running. Where?
Where is he running?
He ran that way. He ran direction. I don't know if he got shot at or what. The phone just ran across the back line.
Nigga, south or east, nigga?
Back lot.
They not even worried about what the girl cop talking about. They probably looking like she probably a rookie. She don't even know nothing about this shit.
Not at. Correct. They ran out here in that direction. No, they're behind the trees here. On the side of the trees. What?
I think that's a high-powered rifle.
Something high. Calm down. Do not blow me over. Shot at this house. It's coming from the front of the building and impacted the road on the lower floor.
One of the shots officers just heard was aimed at a resident who stepped outside the building, completely unaware of the active threat. He was struck and immediately ran away. With danger escalating and officers still unsure how many shooters they're dealing with, or even where the next shot might come from, their immediate focus shifts to two critical priorities. First, identify and engage the source of the gunfire. Second, secure the perimeter and evacuate civilians inside and outside the building to prevent further casualties. However, officers still don't have a key to access the building from any side, adding a major complication to their plan. So, to move forward, Officer Deason and Harves formulate a tactical plan. One group remains in position, carefully engaging and distracting the shooters to pinpoint their exact locations and number. Meanwhile, a second group cautiously moves around the perimeter, evacuating civilians from areas exposed to gunfire. It's important to understand that incidents like these are not only traumatic for the officers working them, but they can often have the same effect on people simply watching these videos behind a screen, just like you. If you have ever felt that you need help with mental health, you should know there are always people you can reach out to. Before I started this
Watch out, folks.
side of the perimeter. With the shooter's identity still unknown, they have to treat everyone they encounter as a potential threat.
Come here! Hey! Come here! Do you have a key fob to the building? Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, motherfucker, shoot me. You shoot me, it's about 5 officers. All your vessels, because I don't have a present boss. Hey, I heard it. Let's get in the kitchen.
Here, go back to your car.
Now, the second floor.
So you think...
I'm ready for the second floor on the far side.
Okay. Go back to your car. Stay in there, okay?
Officer Rasmussen manages to clear this first encounter with a resident safely, but as he moves further into the parking lot, he spots someone he believes might be one of the shooters.
And he going dolo. Hey, this shit was so fun, but it's like, in real life though, if I was a cop, I'll be type shaking, but it was like, oh yeah, we got some action type shit, my nigga. It's like, this shit like a real game, like it's real life, my nigga, but it's like a game type shit, my nigga. And he going dolo, solo, my nigga.
Stop! Right now! Stop! Turn around! Drop to your knees. I got a guy that just walked out. He's in the parking lot. I got him at gunpoint. I need somebody around here. Stay where you're at right now. Okay, we got somebody shooting from your building right now. Okay. Okay, take him. Go to him. Stop.
Ma'am, come here. Come here. Come here. It's police department. Come here. There's somebody shooting from your building right now. Okay? Now keep your hands out of your pockets, please. Go to that red car over there. Go.
The individuals turn out to be residents, completely unaware of the danger they've just narrowly avoided. But Rasmussen's attention quickly shifts towards two more residents exiting from the back of the building. One clearly injured and struggling.
Keith, you got up in the building? This way. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, right here.
No, I handed my phone out, so I have no way back.
Okay, well you're not going back in anyway, so you're fine. Are you officer? You're just the one. Okay. Come right here. That light pole right there. The light. Okay. What kind of injury do you have?
It's a gunshot.
Okay. Who shot you?
I don't know. I come out that door we just came out of. We're facing that way, and that's when I got shot.
Okay. Come right over here, sir. Just hop right into the back seat on that side.
One of the civilians encountered by police is Shady Oaks resident Daniel Thorpe, the same person officers spotted running away earlier after being targeted by gunfire. Daniel is now the second confirmed victim following Officer Cody Needham. Unfortunately, they won't be the only casualties as the night continues.
Get over here! Get over here! Get down on the ground now!
Damn. What happened? Is it crazy that I'll probably be so reckless and just pop out and just try to find a shooter and just go ahead and kill his ass? That's not what they're trained for. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn.
By now, multiple SWAT teams have been requested to assist with the situation, but Daniel's close call underscores just how deadly the situation remains for the countless residents both inside and outside the complex. Many of them are still going about their night, not even realizing they're in any danger. Thankfully, Officer Rasmussen gained crucial intel from...
That's why your ass always gotta be on point, my nigga. You ain't hear no gunshots? What y'all think is fireworks or some shit over there like a mile away?
One he encountered outside the building. According to her, the shots appear to originate from an apartment on the front side of the building, possibly on the second floor. But most importantly, she provides the officer with a key to access the building. With dozens of innocent lives still at risk, police urgently need to devise a plan to infiltrate the building and evacuate residents before the shooters have a chance to move positions, or worse, start targeting residents door to door. If the next steps aren't executed perfectly, the consequences could be catastrophic. With this in mind, Officer Tim Harves repositions to a parking lot near Giant Wash Skyline Express just southeast of Shady Oaks to meet with command, await incoming SWAT teams, and strategize their next move.
We haven't been able to get... They were thinking maybe like second floor, but now Chris is saying there's movement on 7th, but there's movement all over if you watch those windows. Nobody's identified where or who.
Once I get more SWAT bodies in, I'm going to start forming up some perimeter teams to take over on perimeter. I'm going to get snipers put up on the east side.
Yes, yeah, all the shots have been coming from the front of the building.
By this stage, police have gained important but conflicting information about the shooters. Witnesses indicate activity on the second floor at the front of the building, yet Officer Deason's group has reported suspicious movement higher up, possibly as high as the 7th floor. With these conflicting reports, the situation remains risky and unpredictable. So, to gain some control, multi-jurisdictional SWAT teams are now en route to help secure the building's perimeter, deploy snipers, and infiltrate the complex.
Y'all should have called the FBI on that motherfucker. Nah, man. Call their ass, motherfucker. They gon' sweep everything at that shit, boy.
To to evacuate civilians trapped inside. In the meantime, Officer Christopher Deason and his group continue to hold a critical position at the West End, actively scanning the building to pinpoint how many shooters they were dealing with and their locations.
Still getting shot at. Y'all still getting shot at.
About 10 minutes.
Yep. Correct. Correct. Some are moving towards this.
Don't get scared.
That did hit across the street.
Was he just shooting in the air?
Sounds like a bird shot.
While Officer Deason's team
That nigga over there
continues to
shooting
hold
in
their
the
position
air.
on the west side, a critical
That nigga over there
oversight
shooting in
is
the air.
exposed in the perimeter setup. Road closures intended to prevent civilian traffic from entering the active shooting zone weren't established quickly enough, allowing unaware drivers to slip through. This major flaw is about to lead to disastrous consequences.
What?
How to
Now you don't go out there.
Go! 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 Go!
Go! Get out! No! Fuck.
Fortunately, this first vehicle manages to pass without getting hit. But just minutes later, officers spot another set of headlights approaching, heading directly into the line of fire.
In shortly and roll through. Three. Shot fired, shot fired. 3 shots. Shot fired.
No.
That's 3 shots, so.
Correct.
Another 5 seconds.
Maybe. They're not aiming directly at us.
Coming north. Vehicle?
Yep. Vehicle coming northbound on 4th.
Officers quickly realized the rapid succession of shots was not directed at them, but at a civilian vehicle passing by the front of Shady Oaks. After being hit, the driver continues forward, eventually stopping on the west side, still within the active firing zone, but close to where officers are positioned. That's when they hear the driver's disturbing screams.
Get over here! Yeah, good hit. I know, come.
Oh, no, baby.
You have a turkey on you? Yeah. I think it's just through and through. Shine your light. How am I going from? We can't get up there right now. We cannot get up there right now.
The injured driver was struck in the leg and is rapidly losing blood. Officers quickly apply a tourniquet to control the bleeding and stabilize him until he can be transported to the hospital. But before they can even catch their breath, another serious problem appears. Other residents and civilians continue to pass close to the active firing zone.
They big
but when it gets
ass.
to the
What they big ass? And they like a kid. That's a young nigga too.
lethal danger surrounding them. That's when Officer Deason spots something alarming. Someone riding on a bicycle is suddenly seen riding straight through the active firing zone, heading directly towards officers.
Zach, it's giant.
Hell nah, fool. This shit crazy, gang.
The guy is leaving on a bike right now.
You can stop that kind of bike. Stop! Come here! Get your hands up! Get over here! Get over here! Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground now! I am! What the fuck? We got people shooting out of that building at us. We don't know if it's you yet. No. We don't know that yet. We got a profile right here. We're checking him. I didn't hear no guns. Are you kidding? You guys scared the fuck out of me. How do you think we feel? Well, I didn't know there was people shooting each other. What's happening over there? Get him the prowl over here. What's happening over there? Get over here. Okay, go over here. Come up for the building here where you're safe. All right, put your hands down again. We just had somebody get shot out in the street from here.
Everything on you.
No, sir.
Can you take the
We
bag
gotta
off
see
you,
that.
please, so you can look at it? You can search it, you can take the bags off.
This bag just has a hammer and some tools. Okay, it's not him, obviously.
Stay down.
Okay, it's obviously not him.
Okay, why don't you come up here, sir? Come up by the building where you're safe. Okay, now you hear what we're dealing with?
Thankfully, officers quickly determined the biker was not a threat, managing to pull him to safety before he was harmed. Immediately afterwards, police units quickly finished establishing roadblocks around the complex, finally preventing further civilians from entering the danger zone. With no targets in sight, the shooting abruptly stops. This brief pause gives officers an opportunity to reassess their positions as they wait for SWAT support, unaware of the violent escalation just hours away.
Oh, he finna shoot the windows on?
Do you think it's gone quiet because he just hasn't had anything to shoot yet?
Yeah, possibly.
Keep them at a staging point, Keith. We have an armored vehicle on scene here. We'll be sending over, I believe.
At approximately 4 a.m., SWAT armored vehicles finally arrive on the opposite side of the building, marking a critical turning point in the operation. For the first time, officers have the tactical support they need to close in and bring the shooters into custody.
We have 4 individuals here now. 313. Getting them out of here. You want to jump in with him?
Yeah. Alright, we're coming. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I know our team's setting up too, so we'll be over here soon.
That sound like the squad and niggas be looking like, oh, we got some action, I'm so ready. Like, they be so ready to get outside in that motherfucker, man. That's what it be sound like. They be having more fun than the cops and shit. You feel me? Like, the cops, they be get the little shit. But the squad, and fucking FBI, man. You know what I mean?
Not what we expected.
Oh shit.
With SWAT teams now on scene, a sniper unit quickly moves into position on the east side of the Shady Oaks complex, giving officers critical visibility. At the same time, entry teams on the west side prepare for their next move. It's finally time to move inside the building.
Cover you. Get up there, go one at a time, okay? Right?
Yep.
306, we're by the dumpster where you were. What's your point?
Oh, and then he got a nigga right here just chilling, fool. Hope you ain't the shooter. This nigga don't even know what's going on.
Carefully evacuating ground floor.
That nigga just don't even know. Goof ass nigga, get out the way.
After carefully evacuating ground floor residents over the next 2 hours, SWAT teams successfully secure the lower levels, ensuring the shooters have no path to escape. As the sun rises over Shady Oaks, police gain a critical advantage: daylight. With improved visibility, they deploy drones overhead, giving officers a clear, real-time view of the complex. As the drone hovers above Shady...
It's been 7 hours. You feel me? It's been 7 hours. Bro, you feel me?
Oaks, officers notice movement on the 3rd floor. Someone barricaded near a window in apartment 303. Snipers positioned across the street quickly adjust their aim towards the apartment, while officers remain on high alert, knowing other suspects could be hidden throughout the building. Over the next hour, tensions escalate as the barricaded shooter fires and destroys a police drone monitoring his position. At around 8 a.m., negotiation teams attempt to make contact, urging the shooter to surrender peacefully, but despite repeated attempts, he refuses to respond. By 10 a.m., after over 8 hours of standoff and with peaceful options exhausted...
Like, it's been 8 fucking hours, you feel me? Like, what if motherfuckers started killing people and shit? Like, what if people was dead already? Like, you know what I mean, gang?
Said an armored SWAT vehicle pulls up directly into the shooter's line of sight, preparing to launch enough tear gas canisters to saturate the entire apartment.
Phone girl.
Moments after the gas enters the apartment, the barricaded suspect moves to the window. For the first time, officers see his face. It's a young man, barely out of his teens, armed and ready to fire back.
Oh, where'd it go? AR?
Following the shooter's reaction, a single, carefully aimed sniper shot shatters the apartment window, sending shards of glass directly into the shooter's forehead. Moments later, he appears from the window holding a towel to his face, clearly weakened and disoriented. The SWAT team immediately rushes to apartment 303 to apprehend the shooter. Inside, they find him wounded, but cooperative, quickly placing him into custody and escorting him out of the building.
So he did all that shit and he gonna surrender. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what was the point? Just to get caught and just be like, I survived, I want no more smoke. Like, so what was the point? What was the meaning to doing all this shit? You know what I mean? You don't like the crib that you live right now, some shit like that. Like, what's going on? But life been lifing, cause it's been life in there. It does that shit every day. You feel me? Fucking great, boy.
Going for a shift before. Still check him 45 minutes in the freezing tank.
Oh, that glass probably fucked him up, he said, man.
Check down by his feet. Nothing on his feet. Not heavy for me. Right here, light report. I have nothing. Ow! Fuck! My arm!
Shut up, bitch, man.
Give me an IOU.
The shooter is soon identified as Devin Matthew Wayland. Inside his apartment, officers recover multiple firearms, including the rifle used throughout.
He got them all that shit that my goddamn fucking my papa fucking probably my fucking papa got. He got like 5 of them bitches, boy.
The standoff, officers continue to search the complex, and after a thorough sweep, they find no other threats, confirming Devin was the only shooter. As he is transported to the hospital for medical treatment, detectives begin rehashing details of the shooting. That's when they make a troubling discovery. The initial 911 call reporting fireworks had been placed by Devin himself. Investigators quickly realized the call was a deliberate attempt to lure responding officers directly into his line of fire. Given the calculated nature of the ambush, they suspect that Devin may not have acted alone, that he could be linked to a larger threat, perhaps associated with an extremist group or a broader violent plan. With this in mind,
that nigga he probably didn't, you know what I'm saying, work alone, but I know a bustin' when I see one. He probably did that shit alone, bro. I ain't want to. You feel me? But if he did, I wouldn't surprise y'all, baby.
Mind, detectives bring Devin straight into an interrogation room as soon as he is medically cleared, urgently seeking answers about his true motives and whether any additional attacks were placed.
Hey Devin. Hello. How are you? I've been better. Yeah, it looks like it. You all okay though? Is that okay if we visit? Yeah. Okay. Now, let's back up to the day before the incident and just talk to us about your day and kind of what's going on.
Everything seemed alright, everything seemed fine.
Okay.
These ex-friends of mine, they wanted to hang out with me, and it was gonna be his girlfriend's birthday, 21st birthday, so they wanted to party and drink. Well, I do like local discussion. I like to see people's views and ask them why they think of that, so I can respect them deeper.
Like political stuff?
Yep. Okay. But it just turns out that they're ex-speakers. I think one guy was speaking there, this guy's name was Seth something. And they're all like they're saying I'm getting in their face and screaming at them. I'm partially deaf from working in machinery. I said, I'm sorry, I'll get on down on my hands and knees, I'll show you I'm not being violent. And this woman was saying, get on my man's face. And I'm like, I'm not on your man's face. I'm saying, this is how I feel about the situation, because how can I respect you? You've been nothing but nice to me, and so she has until this point on. And Judd said, get on his face. I said, I'm not on your face. He pushed me. He was trying to fight me, so I fought him. Jordan got on me, and he tried fighting me, and he claimed he was trying to make sure there would be no fight happen, but that was the last straw. And for some reason, I felt like because no one would believe my side of the story, I had my firearms on ready to use, just in case anything did happen, which I didn't want it to, but I had an accidental discharge with my Mosin-Nagant rifle and had one bullet for it. I'm not sure I rifle with Mosin-Nagant. Oh. It was a mental slip-up. I haven't been employed in a year. And my grandfather died 3 years ago. I just wanted it, and I didn't want to ever shoot a cop. That's why I surrendered.
Were you aiming at anything throughout?
Just the cars. Just the cars. Trying to get the cops to come so they'd shoot me. I didn't want to shoot the cops. I didn't want to shoot anybody else. I wanted to shoot the cars so that they would shoot me.
Nigga, but if you just shooting in cars, don't you think it's probably people in that shit? You feel me? Like, nigga, what else could you have inside of cars? People that be driving them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Clothes, you feel me? Trash. You know what I'm saying? I got some guns in the car. You know what I'm saying? Probably got some drugs in the trunk. My nigga, you feel me? Like, money. My nigga, but nigga, what are you talking about? I ain't want to shoot nobody, no cop, just not. So you want to hit anybody else but a cop. You feel me? It didn't even matter for real, because you was going to get the death penalty regardless, fool. Even if you would have shot all them cops, or not all them cops, if you shot all them people that was in the car that got hit, if they would have died, you probably would have got the death penalty, probably, or probably just life. But and if you went on a shot with them cops, it was life or death penalty. You was going to get both regardless, gang.
I couldn't self-defense against my own views. I would have to absolutely oust me theoretically. So that's why that idea, I know it sounds really fucked up. I wanted to live. I tried telling myself this and that.
I won't shoot a cop, but I'll shoot at the police and shit. I'll shoot at him and shit. But I ain't gonna try to shoot. I try to kill him. Huh? Like, what?
Like last night's George Murray deal, it just got too much to me. Too fast.
So, do you remember what exactly you told the dispatcher when you called them?
It sounded like there was a gunshot or fireworks or some type of discharge, like some type of fire shot.
So if you said the word fireworks, would you mean fireworks from a gun or actually fireworks?
I don't know. Did I say fireworks? Or you
might have.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did.
Perhaps the most striking thing about Devin's confession is his description of feeling trapped between a desperate wish to die and an inability to harm himself. A psychological state commonly known as suicide by cop, where someone intentionally provokes law enforcement into using deadly force to end their own life. Following the interrogation, detectives determined that Devin Wayland acted alone, ruling out connections to any larger extremist groups. Devin admitted to intentionally provoking police to respond with deadly force driven by anger and humiliation after an earlier confrontation at a party. Thankfully, the three victims wounded in the shooting, including Officer Cody Needham, would ultimately recover from their physical injuries. When Devin's case reached trial, Minnesota's Court of Appeals rejected the argument that his actions were solely driven by suicidal intent. Although Devin claimed that provoking police into shooting him was his primary goal, the court found his broader actions of repeatedly firing at officers and civilians to clearly indicate a deliberate intention to kill or seriously injure others. Devin's defense team argued that severe mental health issues were primarily responsible for his violent rampage, but the jury was unconvinced, finding Devin guilty of 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder and 3 counts of second-degree assault. He was sentenced to 50 years.
Yeah, nigga got what the fuck he wanted. Fuck it, hell. I'm finna get up out of here, squad. Y'all be cool. You feel me? 100, gang.